Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Hopefully everyone is doing fine. Hey, Miss Mia, I thought you was already a member. You must have switched memberships or something. But thank you anyway, sweetheart, for your support. I appreciate you. I love all of you guys. I just want to thank you guys for just being who y'all are and consistently supporting me. It's a good thing you switched, Miss Mia, because I need to talk about Diddy on membership. I'm not going to get into it right now because that'll take me off of what I'm trying to do today. Girl, I ain't watched the show, but I seen another snippet. I said, you know what? I just refuse to do another video so soon on Miss Tia because she just keep on. I don't know why she ain't stay with that man. I seen a clip of her and said Corey was her first everything, like everything. Girl. So now I know I think she thinks that she missed something else because she only been with one man her whole life. But women need to realize that that's okay. If that man your husband and you were still married to him, ain't nothing out here but STDs and foolishness. Nothing out here but STDs and foolishness. Nothing but STDs and foolishness. She should have stayed with her husband. So then that she thinks she missed out on some other D. And it could be some better D somewhere. It's always some better D. It's always somebody always got some better sex for you. But you can't have them all. You can't test it all. You can't test all the D's. It's going to be a D better than Corey, but is it going to be a man treat you better than Corey? That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing you got to know. Is it going to be another man that's going to treat you as well as or better? Not really. I'm going to say this, and I maybe should save it for the video. I'm probably going to do another video with Tia. I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get to the subject matter. Tia's problem with Corey didn't really have nothing to do with he was a this and he was a that. I'm going to tell you what Tia's problem with Corey was. Sex. She wanted to know what it is to get banged out. And this is just my armchair diagnosis. Corey seemed like the type that he like what he like, and he don't really need to do more than that. And then that's it. If y'all understand what I'm saying. And she want, let's see if we can hang off the chandeliers or something like that. And I'm here to tell women, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing. You just got to do it with your husband. There's nothing wrong with trying to see, can you swing off the chandelier today? Do he want to see, want to try such and such today or this time? Or you seen something and you want to do it. That's not nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that's not wrong. The only issue is if your man don't want to do that, if your husband don't want to do that. That's when that could possibly become an issue, maybe. I still don't say that it's something to break your marriage up over, especially if you are still having sex and intimacy with your husband. Might be something you have to chalk up. And I hate to say that. Nothing wrong with being nasty with your husband. I mean, who else you supposed to be nasty with? Who else is there? If you plan on being a good wife and you plan on being loyal and all that kind of stuff, and who else you supposed to be nasty with? But that's just the problem. After 15 years, that's when you need to. That's actually when you need to. The new trick is definitely time. It's definitely time for the new trick. It's definitely time to see if we can go somewhere else and have sex. You know, maybe it's been a minute. I need to bend you over on a balcony somewhere. That's what we need to do. Maybe this time we need to do something else. It better. It better work like that. Ain't nobody say you had to be a gymnast, but it might be trying to add a spice. That's what keeping spice is. Because it's the same coochie. And it's the same D. The stroke happening the same way. She backing it up the same way. And that go along with keeping your body up. That go along with keeping yourself together physically, so that the attraction can continue to be there. You don't want to let yourself go and things of that nature. You know, you don't want to become undesirable to your husband or your wife. So you want to be able to, when your husband or wife look at you, and they still find sexual appeal with you. You better tell her put a wig on and be, Rosalita today. I don't know. Tell her I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, role play, whatever it is. Whatever floats your boat. Better throw some heels on one day and a little miniskirt and act like you don't know who he is when he came in there. When he came in the house, who was you? Huh? Oh my God. He'll get into it. He'll figure at first he'll be a little confused. And then after a while, he'd be like, oh. Yeah. Baby, I don't know. I don't know where that come from. I don't know where that come from. I don't know. True Lion, I couldn't tell you where that come from. Huh? Don't get dumbfounded now. But anyway. That's what I'm saying, Ricky. Why did your sheets got to be dry? Them the very sheets should have a perpetual wet spot in it. The married sheets should have a perpetual wet spot. Like, baby, I got to clean these sheets again. I washed these sheets. I just washed these sheets. Mm-hmm. Sure did. That's crazy too. This gonna turn into another show, y'all. But that's crazy too. That's extra crazy. Just on his birthday and Father's Day. If y'all don't get out of here with that. Now, let's get to what we was really supposed to be talking about. You know, and maybe it didn't, but I know that a lot of times we always focus on the marriage that didn't work. It's people's marriages out here that's working. I'm trying to help people have marriages that work. We know there are marriages that don't. But what about the ones that do? And what's making them work? Because we always talk about what make the marriage fail. Who doing what wrong? You know, who's messing it up? Who's got the wrong idea? Who approached it wrong? Who filed for the divorce? Who did this and who did it? We already know that. But what about the ones that work? We can't talk about them. It's like when we talk about good men, and then you have a chick come along and talk about the toxic men that do this and do that. And it's like, yeah, we know toxic men exist, but can we talk about the good ones? We know toxic women exist, but can we talk about the good ones? Can we talk about them? Give them a little shine. Now, let's talk about what we really came to talk about, because I watched Tim Wall's interview on Fox, aired like a day or two ago. And if you recall, during the Trump-Kamala debate, he brought up baby deletions late term. Do y'all remember that? And do you remember Kamala's response? She's like, oh, that's not true. She blew that off as if there is no state where it is sanctioned that late term deletions was a thing on the books. For those of you who do not recall that,
reverse course and said you would vote to support. Touted that you were able to kill Roe v. Wade last year. You said that you were proud to be the most pro-life president in American history. Then last month, you said that your administration would be great for women and their reproductive rights. In your home state of Florida, you surprised many with regard to your 6-week abortion ban, because you initially had said that it was too short. And you said, quote, I'm going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. But then the very next day, you reversed course and said you would vote to support the 6-week ban. Vice President Harris says that women shouldn't trust you on the issue of abortion because you've changed your position so many times. Therefore, why should they trust you?
Well, the reason I'm doing that vote is because the plan is, as you know, the vote is, they have abortion in the 9th month. They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, is doing an excellent job, but the governor before, he said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby. And that's why I did that, because that predominates, because they're radical. The Democrats are radical in that. And her vice presidential pick, which I think was a horrible pick, by the way, for our country, because he is really out of it. But her vice presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month is absolutely fine. He also says execution after birth. It's execution, no longer abortion, because the baby is born, is okay. And that's not okay with me, hence the vote. But what I did is something for 52 years, they've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. And through the genius and liberal courage in doing,
which make it Donald Trump hand select
courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
Well, as I said, you're going to hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact.
Now, you heard her say that that was a lie. You heard her say that was a lie. When after that debate, so many people got online and was like, oh, he's lying. There's no state like that.
But I want to clarify what the law is there in Minnesota. Abortion Finder, a website that helps women find access, says abortion is legal throughout pregnancy in Minnesota. There is no ban or limit on abortion in Minnesota based on how far along in a pregnancy you are. You signed the bill that makes it legal through all 9 months. Is that a position you think Democrats should advocate for nationally?
Look, the vice president and I have been clear. The restoration of Roe versus Wade is what we're asking for.
But that
This is
law
a
goes
woman's
far
right
beyond Roe v. Wade
to make her own choice. The law is very clear. It does not change that. That was been debunked on every occasion.
But
But
wait,
look, this is a.
but let's agree. What you
win.
signed is there's not a single limit through 9 months of pregnancy. Roe had a trimester framework that did have limits through the pregnancy. The Minnesota law does not have that.
This puts the decision with the woman and her healthcare providers. The situation we have is when you don't have the ability of healthcare providers to provide that, that's where you end up with a situation like Amanda Zaworski in Texas, where they are afraid to do what's necessary.
Now, I'm going to stop right there because it goes into a different, almost a different subject matter, a little bit of an offshoot. I'm going to share something else with you. Excuse me. Okay. So I found this World Population Review, and this was a listing in 2024, what states do what, and it's color coded. Blue means that you can have, okay, this is specifically about late term deletions. This is specifically about late term. Okay. All right. States that allow late term. We're going to go back up to the chart, but for now, let me read this part. A late term deletion is also called a late termination of pregnancy, refers to the termination of pregnancy by induced deletion during a late stage of gestation. Late is not precisely defined, and medical publications have stated different thresholds, typically ranging from 20 to 28 weeks, or around when the fetus reaches viability. Mind you, at 24 weeks, that's 6 months. So as everyone knows, trimesters are broken up into 3 months. The first 3 months, the first trimester. The second 3 months, the second trimester. The last set of 3 months is the third trimester. Okay. 4 weeks approximately to each month. Okay. So the first 12 weeks is the first trimester. Okay. All right. The first 12 weeks. That's more than enough time to make a decision. Which I'm not even going to get into. I'll get into the values of that later. Anything past 12 weeks. At the 4th month, we're talking about at the end of the 4th month, that's 16 weeks. At the end of the 5th month, that's 20 weeks. At the end of the 6th month, that's 24 weeks. 6 months. You know how big a baby bump is at 6 months? Do you realize that a baby is kicking at 4? At the 4th month is what doctors and physicians call the quickening stage. That is when all movement is voluntary by the fetus. The mother can then begin to feel the child flutter and kick and move in her womb. This is a living child at this point. May not quite be viable at birth, but alive nonetheless. By the end of the 6th week, a 6th month, this baby is more or less viable. It's going to need help. If it's a preemie and it's born, it's going to have to be incubated and things of that nature, but it has a good chance to live. Okay? "28 weeks is the 7th month. That's the 3rd trimester. That's a baby. A baby born in the 7th month may be technically a preemie, but that's a viable kid. That's a child. That's a whole child. Because babies can naturally be born at about the 7th month. We call it a preemie and things of that nature, but you know, sometimes babies are born prior to that 40 weeks. Sometimes your baby born at 36 weeks and things of that nature. That's a baby. So we're talking about states that allow it up to 28 weeks. Mothers, because I have not had the honor, before we go back to this, I have not had the honor. I have not had the woman's honor of nurturing and feeling a child in her womb and giving birth to a baby. So shout out to all my lioness mommies in this chat. But to the mommies in this chat, can you imagine the baby that you brought into this world? You deciding at the 11th hour, pretty much, I don't want it. Could you have ever imagined anything like that? Could y'all have ever even done anything like that? Maybe in the first trimester. You know, it ain't, you know, folks will say it ain't a baby. It ain't a baby yet, you know, But once you done felt that baby kick, you done felt them, you done seen the little hand go cross. You can hear the heartbeat. Y'all done went. Y'all done went and saw the, what you call it, the word, the sonogram, and y'all done saw that baby and heard that baby heartbeat. You done seen this little face. You done seen his little arm. And you can turn to a so-called doctor somewhere and say, get it out of here. I don't want it. I don't know a mother. Maybe a demon can do it, but I don't know a mother who could make such a decision. Especially late. That's a whole baby. You done got, supposedly, you have gotten a connection with this child. You talks to it. Rubbing your belly, talking to it. Your husband talking to it. You done named him or her. You already figuring what you gonna name the baby and where the baby gonna sleep, and well, you done already figured that out. In your mind and in your heart, you a mama. And you ain't even seen the baby yet. We can go back to the article. Currently, 43 states prohibit some deletions after a certain point. Several states, such as California, Arizona, and New York, use fetus viability as a cutoff, while some other states use a third trimester around 28 weeks. Other states use a specified number of weeks post-fertilization, after a woman's last menstrual cycle, or after gestation. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, as of August 1st, 2020, 24 states prohibit some deletions at a specific gestational age. States that allow for late-term deletion with no state-imposed thresholds are Alaska, Colorado, DC, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, and Vermont. While other states have a threshold restriction for late-term deletion, all states have exceptions and allow late-term deletion when pregnancy threatens a woman's health and or life. The exception of physical health permits deletion when the woman suffers from a substantial and irreversible impairment of a major bodily function. In the following states, the pregnancy must threaten the mother's life: in Idaho, Michigan, and Rhode Island. In the following states, pregnancy must threaten the mother's life or health to permit a late-term deletion: in Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Nevada, New York, Virginia, and Washington. The states in red have zero restriction on late-term deletion. That would be Oregon. I guess this is Alaska, Colorado, New Mexico, and New Jersey. Let's clarify terms. It is not a deletion if you are in the 7th or 8th, if you're in the last trimester and something happens and that baby passes away in your womb. That is not a deletion. Going to get the baby out is not a deletion. You are giving birth at that point. It may be stillborn, but you have to go give birth. They either gonna do a C-section or you can give a vaginal birth. If the baby passes away in your womb, you have to get it out immediately, or it will cost you your life. You immediately have to go to the hospital and have them to induce your labor so that you can give birth now, or it will delete you. You cannot carry a cadaver. Ectopic pregnancies. Miscarriages are not deletions. They're trying to mince words and mix terms, and those terms are not the same. A woman having a miscarriage is not anything that she can do about that. That is not a choice. She doesn't know it's going to happen. Sometimes you don't even know why it happened. That is not a conscious choice at all. That is simply your body's way of getting rid of what it perceives to be a non-viable pregnancy for one issue, for one reason or another. Maybe the mother's hormones may not be correct. Something is wrong with her health-wise. Something may be wrong with her womb. Something wrong with the fetus itself. It's not going to plant. It's not going to form correctly. And a woman's body will expel it. Okay? So a miscarriage, any emergency where spontaneously your body is trying to expel the child, this is where preemies come from. The child may not be gonna pass away, but the body, her womb starts pushing it out. Time to give birth. So a lot of times preemies grow up to be healthy children, healthy, normal children, nothing wrong with them. They just needed extra time in the hospital to complete their development before they're able to go home. But these are not conscious choices that women are making. And it is very, very different from a deliberate decision to go and have just a deletion just because you don't want the baby no more. What I really wanted to say was how demonic it is now. The whole situation of my body, my choice has gone to this very extreme place, this very demonic, spiritually bankrupt, horrific place. Where somebody could just go and say, I don't want it after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. So Trump wasn't lying. It's an evil practice. Because even with the exceptions, you can do all of them in the first trimester. Even with the exceptions, I got raped first trimester. You know you got raped. Even if you are one of them women that just be like, I don't want it. first trimester is more than enough time. More than enough time. And I'm not even a proponent, as we know, as y'all know, of women just using deletions like retroactive birth control and just casually going in, getting a baby deletion. I don't support none of that. I don't support none of that. But women are so concerned with being able to not have accountability for the decisions that they are making, that they will continue to vote for politicians that support these kinds of laws. Oh, you know, my body, my choice, and he's just trying to ruin, you know, a woman's choice. No, no, and no. No. But you're so concerned with having the right to erase your accountability that you're not even seeing how demonic it has become and how evil that is. It's not your body, your choice if you decide to delete a whole entire child. We got to be better than that. You don't want a child to come into the world that you don't want, and then you have the audacity to push against marry before you carry. You got the audacity to push against that. You don't want to marry before you carry a child, but you will carry your behind the Planned Parenthood and get it sucked out. You don't want no restriction on that, no time period, no regulation on the trimester, which trimester you can be in or nothing. And I know that you don't want no time limit because y'all will wait until after y'all have a baby and go give it away or go send it somewhere. No, don't want no accountability at all when it comes to this. And you willing to vote and continue to vote for politicians that stand for this evil foolishness. And you don't think it's a reckoning coming. This is why y'all wombs is a cemetery now. I be glad when a bunch of y'all that always be trying to go get deletions, and when you be ready to have a baby, God don't let you have now. Good. Good. Good for you. Just when you want it most, he won't give you now. A dead womb. Because you killed everything that came to it. How is it supposed to foster life, but you killed everything that came into it? You killed everything. Every time you thought it was life in your womb, you sucked it out of there. Because you wanted to keep partying, or you didn't have no time for the baby, or you ain't got no patience for the baby, or you know, I don't want no baby right now. Whatever. It's like deciding not to buy a certain pair of shoes or something. I don't want them right now. The recklessness of the womb is what staggers me. Y'all bayed at the moon like wild wolves when you thought Roe v. Wade was going away forever. I hope they take it forever. It ain't gonna make me no never mind. I'm beyond childbearing age. I bet y'all will figure it out real quick then to only have a baby under the best circumstances that you possibly can, and get a husband and have all the support and the help that you can get when you get pregnant, when you know you can't just go and have it sucked out. After these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. Go ahead and pick you up some of the best body butter on the market, as well as other personal care items such as lip balms, facial moisturizers, deodorant, even some incense to make your house smell good. If this is going to be your first purchase, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, that website is ashkicking.com. It is pinned to the top of the chat. Please go ahead and click that, visit the website, and pick you up some wonderful body butter. I don't know how many likes I need, but I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button, bam, bam. You gotta go ahead. Hit the like button. Thank you, Miss Lucasey, for your super sticker. Thank you, LTD, for sending love to you and thank you so much. Thank you, TIQS, and not a lot of donations when the truth is being told and accountability is being held. The Most High is nowhere in this. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate that. Let me say something else as well. This why black folk ain't gonna never get nowhere. Because you vote for degeneracy, you get behind degenerate stuff. You get behind things that are contrary to the Most High. You get behind things that's contrary to a good value system. You don't stand on no business. You flake everywhere you go. You're constantly voting and putting your faith in folks on one side because you scared of the white man spook boogeyman that they keep scaring you with. Y'all a scary bunch of folk. I'll tell you that much. I see why a bunch of you ain't gonna make it. You don't stand on no type of business. Y'all so scared. Y'all a scary bunch of Negroes. That's why everybody get ahead of us, because they don't be scared. Y'all so scared. What kind of stuff they gonna do if the Republicans is racist? If you believe half the rhetoric that y'all be talking about, both the parties is racist, are they not? Aren't we the group of people that say that racism is systemic? Yes or no? Yes or no? Huh? Don't we say that? It's systemic. I guess the Democrats ain't part of the system. Just the Republicans? Is this how stupid we are? Please tell me we not this dumb. Please tell me collectively we not this dumb. We fall for the stupidest tomfoolery ever known in the history of man. They done brought Magic Johnson up there. He couldn't even raise a straight man. EJ about 6'7" and a show up in a size 15 heel with an evening gown on. He should be somewhere dribbling a basketball. Who is Magic Johnson to black men? Who? I ain't talking about him as a legendary basketball player. That's actually something separate. They trotted him out there like he was supposed to be getting black men in line, and he had one he raised in his household and couldn't get him in line. Huh? I'm sorry, but it is what it is. He raised a little sassy tall boy. Huh? That's sassy right there. Y'all are listening to anybody that's got a couple of dollars to scratch together. That's why they keep bringing out these celebrities, because they know foolish Negroes listen to stuff like that. Buzzwords and all that kind of stuff. This chick got up there and panicked no sooner than that teleprompter blanked out. She couldn't even so much as freestyle it. This is the person that you want to vote for, the leader of the free world. And then you want to get somewhere and holler about reparations. Who is paying y'all any attention? And y'all get mad at me. Let me just say, y'all get mad at me when I tell you them folks ain't finna give you $1. What you mean, Crimson? You ain't for reparations? Y'all ain't gonna demand it. You don't even so much as demand that woman to answer a straight question, and she on the campaign trail. How you gonna demand reparations? How? What you gonna make them pay with? You will give them your vote no matter what they do. What you gonna hold over their head if you don't hold the vote over their head? What you gonna hold over their head? What's the consequences if they don't give it to you? Huh? What's the consequences? You don't make them have no consequences. You won't even so much as threaten to vote nowhere else. We the only demographic that vote for one side of the coin all the time, no matter what. No other demographic do that. We think that's normal. Black folk got loyalty to everything but a good value system, God, and each other. Huh? Black folk got loyalty to everything but God, a good value system, and each other. Kamala come through here and spit in y'all face, and y'all be happy to get it. She come spit in y'all face, and y'all be like, thank you, Madam VP Harris. We sure always glad you spit in our face. This is how stupid you are. That's why they keep doing it. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. I'm lying. She's spitting in your face right now. Eggs is $90 an egg. And she telling you she got an opportunity economy, and y'all gonna believe it. Y'all gonna vote in there. Y'all gonna vote that silly fool in there, hoping she do something different than what she been doing. Netanyahu already running roughshod over. They give him money and he give them his butt to kiss and say he gonna do what he want to do anyway. He ain't coming to no deal. He ain't coming to no table making no deal. He gonna bomb them folks to oblivion. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You better send another 10 billion over here so I can finish doing it. They tried Megan Thee Stallion out here, DL Hughley out here, Steve Harvey out here, everybody out here, Ricky Smiley, everybody, and black folk just, y'all so silly. how they letting illegal immigrants take your place. Yeah, you letting them gaslight you about that. You living on the ground with the foolishness that's going on right in your neighborhood with these illegal aliens. And you will let them gaslight you about how the illegal aliens ain't a problem to you. And they in your neighborhood. Taking up residence in school buildings so your children can't go to school. Your kids can't even go to school. They wouldn't let a black man work in no industry without no proper paperwork, and you got to be able to go into the union. You got to have this certification, and you got to have that certification. It made it real hard for a black man to find labor and all that kind of stuff. Who do you think they're going to put that same stipulation on the illegal aliens? No, they going to draw up some false paperwork and let them work. They ain't going to let you work. They going to draw up some false paperwork and let them work. Just like they drew up false paperwork talking about they protected status class. You can't go nowhere and twist a light bulb without the proper paperwork, but they going to let him do it. And that's how they going to get ahead of black folk one more time. And then black women want to know why black men is thinking about they might vote for Trump. You want to be surprised by that? I blame black women for Kamala Harris. I really do. The state of the United States is black women's fault. Why do you say that? I'm squarely. I'm putting it squarely on your shoulders. This is black women's fault. Where we at right now, black women's fault. I'm gonna tell you why. When Biden won on the last election, didn't they tell the world that black women saved democracy? Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember we flipped Georgia and the black women were so proud? So black women saved democracy. Do y'all remember that? So I blame y'all. Y'all saved democracy by voting in this administration. This administration put us in the situation that we're in collectively as a group of Americans. Your fault. Your fault. I put this on y'all. This y'all. This all them Democratic black women. This y'all. This is all the Stacey Abrams and all the Teslin Figaro. This is all y'all. Y'all fault. This y'all fault. Gas is $11.99 an ounce. This y'all fault. By the way, the people that it was a victim of Hurricane Helene was told that they could get $750. A lot of them is being denied. Do you know what kind of tweet Kamala put up like earlier today or yesterday? You know what the tweet said? Put a one in the chat. You want to know what the tweet said. The tweet said that they was going to pledge about $150 million to Lebanon because they was in a humanitarian crisis. And they not playing in your face? They're not playing in your face? Okay. Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall any day now. They're expecting it to become a category 4 or 5 hurricane. That's a devastating hurricane. And they are expecting it to make landfall in Florida. And FEMA just told everybody they ain't got no money. So the poor people, even if they evacuate, whoever had homes and things of that nature, know that there's no one coming to save them and help them rebuild. But you gonna send 150 million plus to Lebanon. Wow. Thank you, Miss Bella. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you, moguls. And notice how all this took fruition right along with the second wave feminist ideology and towards the end of the civil rights movement, coinciding with LBJ and welfare social programs. Exactly. Thank you, Rich Soil, for your super stick. Appreciate you. Thank you, Ruminant. Said, what blows my mind as a believer is the fact that all the congregations and pastors go hard for the party of deletions and alphabets. Two things expressly condemned in scripture. I see it and I said it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ticks. Can I call you Ticks? The illegals are sleeping in the hotels while the veterans and homeless sleep on the streets. But remember, FEMA is going broke. And thank you, Seaside Blue says, speak on it, sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody. Somebody do me a favor and put Black Community Speak in the link for it in the chat, if you don't mind. Thank you, Miss Mia. I appreciate you, sweetheart. All right. We're going to get out of here in a minute, but first,
Friends and family, I would like you to check out blackcommunityspeak.com. Now, blackcommunityspeak.com is a forum-based website. So something that's very simple where you can get on, you can get off, get involved with a lot of topics. Now, Black Community Speaks is a place that's for Black men and women to talk about issues that's affecting the entire community. So on blackcommunityspeak.com, they talk about topics in the range of news, what's going on in society, relationships, technology, business, food and recipes, gaming, health and fitness, music, and many, many more. On Black Community Speak, it's a place where you can be safe to say what you want to say without the fear of big tech censorship. So make sure you head on over to blackcommunityspeak.com and sign up today.
So go ahead. I've pinned the link to the top of the chat, Black Community Speaks. Go ahead and sign up. Give the brothers some support. This is a Black male-run forum-based website where you definitely can go and either start a conversation or join a conversation. It's a beautiful website. It's actually very well put together, especially in terms of forums, because you know how sometimes forums are discombobulated. That's not so on this forum. It's actually very clean and it's easy to navigate. It's easy to start conversations and easy to join conversations as well. So definitely hit the link. Once again, blackcommunityspeak.com. Thank you, Miss Gloria, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.